My name is Paul Womack. They call me Willie Green. I'm a producer and engineer here in Brooklyn, New York, and welcome to the Greenhouse. I recorded Schoolboy Q for the We Them Boys remix, the Wiz Khalifa album. I've worked with the Roots, I've worked with Donnie McClurkin, but I also do a whole lot of independent music. I work with a label called Backwoods Studios, and that we put out Billy Woods and Elucid, and also together it's Arm & Hammer. We do Blockhead. They put out my solo albums when I do them. All pretty avant-garde music, you know, we call it art rap. The weirder the better. Being here and doing all the different roles myself, I produce, I record, I mix, I master, I edit, I tune the vocals. Like, you know, I need a comprehensive tool set to be able to do all these things. I primarily work in Cubase. That's, you know, 95% of what I do is in Cubase because it handles all these different things well. I've been very fascinated with Physion since I got my hands on it. When I had the idea, I was like, you know, I bet I could take a drum loop, I can make an entire beat just out of one loop and out of Physion. I chopped out the snares and kind of any other outside stuff that wasn't going to give me that low tonal aspect. In the tonal section, there are pitch controls. With a little automation and a little melodic know-how, it starts on this minor third, and then on the end of the bass line, we come back around, so I'm dropping it down a third. So now we get a little bit of movement. So I'll solo just the bass. You know, it's a little bit woofy, but it's got, when you put that up there and it's going with the subs and everything, that's gonna rattle your trunk. I consider myself a distortionist. I want to grind things up. I want you to throw an elbow at somebody a little bit. Don't hurt anyone, but a little bit of an elbow. Like that's where I come from, right? Here after that, I've got the spring track, because I just kind of label things how they sound. Ah, okay. I duplicated the bass track, so you'll notice that the tonal effects on the spring track have the same pitch automation that's going on here. That gives us that spring in the snare drum. And then up top, now I'm starting to use the transient effects a little bit. I'm rolling off a bit here on the top, so we're not getting all those hi-hats. From the snare, I've got this eighth note triplet delay, good amount of feedback, but the mix is down. We're just blending that in. And so I like complicated rhythms, but that might be a lot of weird ticky-tack stuff going the whole time. So that part of the loop only comes in the second 2 bars. We got a 4-bar loop. With that just coming in for bars 3 and 4, there's some movement. People spend a lot of time making presets and presets that sound good, and Eventide spent a lot of time putting them in here for us. So sometimes if I need more direction, it's like, well, let's just start going through the presets and see what's good there. You know, I like to start with my own stuff because I want to put my own stamp on it. But very talented people have passed along some knowledge, so I'm not going to sit out here and ignore that. Why do that, you know? That's hustling backwards. So this is the Buzz Bomb preset. That's where the Buzz track name came from. And it's just something to, by itself, it's like, okay, well, it might be, you know, it's cool, but does it fit? Start bringing everything back. So it's not your standard pad. You've still got a little bit of, you know, there's some transient stuff going on, but that's different. Like, what did I do here? Well, same loop, but I reversed the loop. And when you reverse it, now the transients aren't hitting the same way. We're getting more of that tonal stuff. So first what we're doing is we've got that same automation from the bass track, and then why not do another Physion after that on the same track. I've got a little bit of phaser on the transient stuff, and then we put a dotted eighth note delay on the tonal stuff. It's like a drum fill, basically. So the reason you play a drum fill is you're setting up the next part of your song arrangement. So if I've got some kind of thing on a turnaround of the beat, that sets up the loop to come back around. So in context, but yeah, that's me. That's making a beat with Physion in one loop from top to bottom. You can find me, on the internet like everybody else. Keep up on what I'm doing next, what things are just coming out, and that's what I know.